All right, looks like we're live. Hopefully my computer doesn't crap out on me. I hear the fans going pretty fast, so if I get cut off, you know why. All right, so let's wait for some people to get in here. If anyone has some chart requests, let me know in the comment section. I'll go over the usual SPY, QQQ, and then I have some names up here: Tesla, Netflix, Docusign, AMD, and Plug that I'm gonna go over for tomorrow or for this week. A lot of my analysis here is gonna be, how should I say this? We're probably gonna get a gap down on a lot of names, so it's gonna be a little hard to do analysis when levels are gonna be broken already when we wake up. But I'll try to account for that in the analysis. Try to estimate where we will be at the open. All right, so I want to go over SPY real quick. So SPY has stood out a little stronger than QQQ. As we mentioned in other videos, our bounce went up to the 618. So this bounce favors a tightening range, or tightening range, I would say, or pretty much favors a tightening range. So let me delete that. And where I thought we would be is maybe tightening range within this triangle here between this red line and this diagonal green line. Um, and one thing I tried to do on Friday, I thought we were going to bounce on Friday, so that was a big mistake uh, on my end. And we're frozen. We are frozen. We're frozen. I'm frozen or my mouse stopped working? Oh, actually, I think my mouse might have stopped working. Hold on, let me go get another mouse. Is it my mouse or is it computer? Got a wireless mouse, so I think the battery might be dying. Uh, is the mouse? I think it's the mouse dying. Hold up. Hold up 1 second, guys. Let's see if this mouse is better. All right, I thought the stream was cutting off. All right, good. So on Friday, I try to catch a bounce here somewhere. Is this Friday? 17th. I probably could see it better on. So I try to catch a bounce here, pretty much is what I'm trying to say. We opened up, let's see, 17th, 8 o'clock. So we opened up here and I had swung some calls, which immediately turned bad. So I said, okay, maybe we're bouncing off of I had this level drawn out over here. This was our 1 hour or like daily low over here. So I was like, okay, maybe we're bouncing here. So I ended up aggressively buying this dip, and I got out right away because I got scared. I had a big loss starting on Monday or Friday, and I got out and switched over to Tesla, which ended up playing to the downside, like you can see here. Um, but overall, we got the invasion news with Russia. They are invading or going into what is it, Eastern Ukraine or whatever. Um, but yeah, this is pretty much the news here. So you can see on the 1 hour time frame that we've just pulled back with really not much of a trend change, right? So on Friday, I think this is Friday. No, this is not Friday. I think this is Friday. Somewhere here, we had like a little bounce, and then this is the Ukraine news, and we've just had like this little bounce here and just all downtrend. But I don't know if I would consider that on the a bounce on the 1 hour. Maybe you can see it on the 30-minute. Maybe a little bear flag real quick. Yeah, on the 30-minute, you can see had this little bear flag, and down we went, and then we're kind of doing another little bear flag here. Uh, Still in the futures after hours or whatever, pre-market or after, I guess there was no market, so yeah, just futures. Um, but yeah, this is still holding the lows from the dump, right? So the dump, so this green line is not in play anymore, in my opinion, or in everyone's opinion. Uh, but what we are still holding is the tightening range, possibly, right? Maybe something, maybe not that extreme of a jump, right? So, but we're maintaining in this range 45.94 and 42.22. So that's like 420 on SPY and like I don't know, 40, 450, 458 or something. Um, all right, guys. So we're maintaining still that tightening range, and it looks like we're getting a little bounce before this, and we definitely could drop below this, but we're gonna need to see for a drop, I don't know, something to make this um, volume down here spike, right? We're gonna need more bear volume to get through that 420 level on SPY, SPX. So just keep an eye on that, and then that will pretty much confirm our weekly downtrend on this. All right, so weekly is broken, and then we would confirm it by breaking that 420 level on SPY, 42.22 on SPX. So that's what I'm looking for tomorrow and this week, short week. So we'll see what we can get here. But it looks like it's trying to bounce. Who knows if it'll actually bounce there. Congrats if you played puts over the weekend. And even more congrats if you played the puts on QQQ, because it looks like this one's dumping even harder. Um, so this one's more affected by the interest rates and then the Russia thing. So pretty much we were on a daily downtrend, and that's continuing, right? Daily downtrend. All right. So this was our previous low, and this is our uh, current lower high. And what I'm looking at here, this one already broke the lows, whereas SPY didn't break the lows. So SPY is a little stronger in terms of that. So we're looking at this 15 to 60 range on NQ or Nasdaq futures, and our low, which is broken. And this is confirmed a weekly downtrend, whereas SPY hasn't. I'll show you that here. So we had our double top up there, and then so not weekly. So weekly has been already confirmed, right? So weekly Then we broke that low down, broke this low, so that's confirmed there. I think monthly downtrend is what we confirmed. Let me check. Yeah, so we had this low, and then actually it's not confirmed yet. So to confirm a monthly low on this monthly downtrend, we would need like another month, or like we can go down and do another lower high compared to the one up here, right? So then that would confirm it once we break the next low. All right, so we need a lower low, lower high, and lower low to confirm the monthly, but that's still, it's going to take some time. But the weekly is definitely on its way down here on NQ, so super bearish on this one. And what am I looking for tomorrow? All right, so for QQQ, NQ, basically what I'm looking for is another, I want to place some puts on this, definitely. We've got this longer term yellow line as a downtrend guide, kind of. And since this is already broken, that's pretty bearish. I'm looking for a bounce at some point, and then to play that bounce for puts. Pretty much, if you have puts, I would probably advise, depending on what expiration you have, I would probably advise to get rid of some of them at the open at least. You're gonna have a really nice profit. So these two huge candles here, that's big, right? So if you can measure that, let's see, if we do from this close down to whatever, like maybe here, that's like 3% on NQ. That'll be some good profit for puts, definitely at the open. So I would advise to get cash in on those puts, especially in this market environment. I like to cash in wherever I can, and there's gonna be a million plays, guys, coming up. So that's what I'm looking for. I don't know how far this will continue. There was a support there from back here that it kind of bounced off, and then I'm looking at this other one here at 14 13,462. So we can look at QQQ and see what levels are those are there, because there might be different levels on QQQ, but overall going to be the same. So we broke that low. All right, I was looking for a tightening range, and that's broken on this one for the most part. I wonder what this green line was. I think that was this was a reversal pattern that I was looking at on Friday. So let's see what levels we can come down towards. So I think the one we bounced off was this here for 328 around there, and then the one we bounced off was this one here. Nope, this one maybe. Okay, like 330. Seems like we bounced off in the on the futures chart. So let me mark those as support. So we are bouncing 330 if this was QQQ. So we're looking at 330, 328 potential bounce areas. And let me think on the fib. So we can't really do the fib right now in this way, but if we look at the weekly from our COVID lows all the way to the highs, let's see where we're at. Maybe that can give us some direction there. So far we've retraced between 23 and 38%. So I can see this getting to at least that 315 at some point, probably. See how that corresponds with this level here. Um, but in the meantime, seems like we're bouncing right around 330. Um, so I would look for a daily bounce at some point, and it doesn't have to be huge. It can be just like one day of like small bounce, dead cat bounce, and then just to cool off the RSI and then continue to the downside. So that's what I'm looking for, guys, um, for this one. So we're gonna watch to see where that bottom forms on a QQQ. All right. So pretty bearish there, and I'm assuming Tesla is gonna break down as well. We've got this squeeze pattern that looked like, this usually points, the blue points in the direction that it's gonna go, but not always. Okay, so this can definitely squeeze the other way. There's probably some examples of that on this chart somewhere. So it's been tightening up, and I think it's definitely gonna break this week, or actually already broke pretty much what I was watching. I was watching this purple line, and then even before that, I was watching like, let me take off this magnet. I was watching something like this, and you see there it broke down here, and then tried to get back up and failed pretty much. So daily downtrend there, same as QQQ. Pretty clear daily downtrend. So we've got a high here, high here, high here, and the next high is the one I'm looking to short again. And we'll probably open, hard to say, we'll probably open close to this 800 mark, I think. But don't quote me on that. I'm not too sure how this will react to the futures being so beat up. So maybe somewhere in this general area between 820 and 800 is where I think this will open up. All right, and I could definitely see this bouncing off of this low down here. So forget about this inverse head and shoulders. That's going to be out of the question now. Um, so this will definitely gap down, in my opinion. It should. And then we'll look for a bounce, right? So be pretty beat up on the RSI. So we've got our high there, and then we're looking for something like this, maybe bounce up to 852. I'm looking a short 852. All right, guys. So that's what I'm looking for on this one. So I would be careful with this one tomorrow. It's gonna gap down. It'll maybe float around here, try to fill this gap that'll be here, and then I'll look to short 852 for this one, or somewhere in that general area, maybe sooner than that. But we'll keep an eye on this one. All right, what else do we have? Netflix. So this one has that big gap that still needs to get filled. And I was watching this downtrending wedge pattern here on the daily, and pretty much maybe like the 1 hour. So this one's definitely gonna break down from this wedge pattern, like a lot of names are. So break down somewhere here. And let's see what we can see on the 1 hour. See if we can see something. So yeah, you see how this is going down. The bears are, it's breaking, but not much follow through, breaking down under the last low there. not much follow through. So it's finally gonna break down through that, in my opinion, or it should at least, with what we're seeing here over the weekend. And first level to see here is 372 and 356. So anywhere around there, maybe it will bounce. 350 is pretty far away. If it breaks under 350, that's going to be super bearish for this one, uh, because it'll be just a continuation of the downtrend that we have. Let's see what we can see on the weekly. All right, so we got a bounce, but it doesn't look very strong. So yeah, 38% retracement on that bounce. So this is perfect for a bear flag on this one. Um, Perfect for a bear flag. So I expect this one to continue down past that declining wedge. All right, same as Tesla and pretty much the market. I'm looking for some kind of a bounce, either 370 or 350, right? So if this opens down, maybe try to catch a bounce and then, you know, short under the last high, daily high or 1 hour high. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for this one. All right, so I'm gonna be pretty patient here, coming up with these plays, because it seems like we get all this chop and then all of a sudden we get a fear dump, or the other way around, right? Like fear, and then all of a sudden we zoom up like this, right? So fear and then zoom up, you know. So I'm thinking something like that's gonna happen on the overall market pretty much. So Docusign, this one was beat up from, I think, earnings back here in December. And then now we pretty much had a bear flag there, broke it, another bear flag, and we broke it the past 2 days. And this is gonna definitely break this low down here. So let's see, let's take this one, put it there and turn it green. So this is our support that we had, but this is gonna be broken at the open, I think, or I expect it to be broken. Um, so if it is broken, we're looking to get this one down to 100. So if it opens anywhere uh, under that line, I'm looking to short this one for sure. Let's see. So we bear flag. So yeah, this will. I have no idea where this will open actually, guys. But first target is 100 for sure. If it opens anywhere above 100, I'm looking to short this one on any bounce. Let's see how the RSI is doing. So yeah, so we got a little squeeze indicator there. RSI is still above 30, but probably won't be above 30 for long. Let's see what we can see on the EMAs. So still not crossing over. Let's see, our 1 hours probably crossed over to the downside. So on the 1 hour, we got the EMA crossover. Which one's the bigger one? Yeah, we got a crossover back here somewhere. And down we went. Little uh, bear flags all down there on the way down. So 1, 2, 3 bear flags, and so I'm looking for maybe some intraday pattern to short, right? Something intraday, we open down here and look for a little bear flag to short on Docusign. I think that'll be good. This one's pretty weak overall. All right, so AMD. AMD, same thing, pretty weak past couple days after the Nvidia earnings, and attempting a bounce there, but it's not gonna be pretty tomorrow. We broke this low, so we're pretty much on a daily downtrend on this one as well. So here was our low that we needed to hold. Let's see, so I broke that. This one's done. Rising wedge that broke down. And pretty much you can see here we had a high here, another high, and then now we're building a lower high, lower low. It's gonna go even lower, maybe down towards 100. Who knows where this one will open to? Maybe 107, between 107 and 100, somewhere around there. Um, so same thing here, guys. I'm looking for some kind of a bounce, maybe not this big of a bounce because it's going to be beat up in the morning. So maybe a bounce like that. Maybe a bear flag on the 1 hour, and we can play this to continue to the downside under 99.50 pretty much. Under 99.50, let's look for some levels under 99.50 because I think this one can continue far down under that, or maybe not. Maybe we'll tighten up for a bit because I think this one's kind of beat up. Well, not too much. All right, so 99. Let's see. Let's go zoom out a little more to see what kind of levels. So we got that 99.50. We're probably gonna open down somewhere close to that. So the next levels that I can see here is 95.27, right? So this is kind of extends all the way over here, like the 95 range. So that will be a level to watch if 99.51 breaks. If 99.51 breaks, looking for puts on that. And then we've got increasing volume on this one, right? So this is increasing volume on the weekly. Let's see the daily. Yeah, same thing, increasing volume. So this will probably increase even more tomorrow. Uh, Open up maybe around anywhere between 106 and 100, in my opinion. So let's see. Look for some kind of a little bounce, maybe on the smaller time frames. Try to top fish as close as possible to this. Well, that's going to be hard. So that's why it's tricky, guys, right now. So this is your last daily high, and if we open down here and you try to short, you need to have like another level to play off of. So this is going to be too far. So like let's say it's at 110 or whatever, or even 105, 107. So this is going to be your stop on the daily. So that's too much, right? So you need to look for another level on the smaller time frame, like a 1 hour time frame or something to play out. So tomorrow, gonna be pretty patient with this and wait for something to play out, right? Don't just get into puts right away because this all of these names pretty much need a bounce, right? It's beat up on the 1 hour, for example. So if you look at the 1 hour, like on SPY, it's just like a straight drop, pretty much. So it needs to bounce at some point. So you see here, straight drop. You don't want to play puts down here because then it's going to get a little bounce, right? So it's kind of what I'm talking about, right? So this is what we're seeing right now in the market. Just drop, not really bouncing there. So it needs to, bounce, a couple weak bounces, and then we can play it to the downside. All right, plug. This is one that I went over for somebody on, when was it? On the last meeting, Thursday, I think, or Wednesday, Thursday or Wednesday. Someone requested this one, and I think they had calls, possibly. I think they mentioned they had some calls for, I don't know, 318. So we have this rising wedge and then inability to get up. And this was what I gave them as a stop loss, 22.62. And even before that, I'm sure there was other stop losses there. So this is what played out on Friday for them. Dropped down and we weren't able to get above that 24.60. So that's your signal to short it. And there's that level there that it broke down. Now we're forming a bear flag, and this is going to break real nasty tomorrow, in my opinion. So hopefully they listen to some advice I had, and I guess if you're in here, let me know if you sold, whoever that was. But yeah, this is going to break down pretty nasty. There's this 2090 level. I think this will be under this for sure. How much percentage is that? 22. Oh, well, that's 10%. So maybe it'll open down right around this 2090 level. Look for some kind of a bounce here, little bear flag, and have this one continue down to the downside. But we'll see tomorrow, guys. Maybe everything will be more red than I'm expecting, or less red. I don't know. I'm not really too sure where everything will open. That was a pretty big drop on the QQQ and SPY, so not too sure where we're all gonna open with this, but definitely gonna be patient. That's what I would advise everyone to do. Patient, wait for a setup, because you're not gonna have a setup right away at open. Everything's gonna be beat up, super red. Um, so like this one, if it opens there, wait for a bounce. If it breaks under it, um, also wait for a bounce, maybe up to the 2090 level, but I'm not too sure, guys. I know I saw some news about China trying to, cool down the situation, telling everyone that's involved with the Russian-Ukraine to, slow their roll, kind of, and I'm pretty sure everyone wants some, diplomacy with the whole invasion thing. So in terms of the market, we're kind of, in a bad spot, right? So all these headlines are causing either downtrends or uptrends. So you really got to be careful. Take your profit wherever you have it. What else? Let's see if I want to go over anything else. All right, so this one might have news tomorrow. Let's see what the chart looks like. And then there's also the Fed meeting, right? Fed meetings coming up. All of these Fed members are talking about either let's watch, see what happens, and to raise the rates, see how much they raise the rates. Some of them are saying we could raise by 50 points or whatever. Um, so we'll see what happens with that as well. That's also another risk to the downside. There's more risk to the downside than to the upside. The upside's kind of limited right now. There's nothing like in the market that would make me think that we're just gonna V-shape to a higher high on SPY and QQQ. Um, Other than, I mean, the earnings were great for some companies, but uh, with the interest rates, a lot of those companies have utilized debt a lot, so that's gonna impact them in a negative way. And the overall, assets uh, for for like Bitcoin and everything should go down if the interest rates go up, right? It's just pretty much math. So DWAC, uh, they have a new app. I don't think it's open yet. I think it has like a wait list, but this is kind of forming here a head and shoulders here on the daily, but we're still holding our daily uptrend. So tomorrow, so we got our nice daily uptrend there and there. So that's still holding. So anything under 77, 75, that'll be bearish for this one. Um, and even before that, if this breaks down, so it kind of broke down there a little bit on Friday. Where's my line at? Okay, there. So it breaks down under 82. It's probably gonna come down here, 82.25, but not too sure on this one with the market the way it is. Maybe it will open under that, and then this will be the level to watch, 77, 75. See if we can resume that daily uptrend, and if it breaks under that, that will be bearish there. All right, so over the weekend, what's the other thing? I told you guys to watch Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is gonna dictate, not dictate. What I've been seeing is that Bitcoin moves down, and then SPY and QQQ move down with it or up with it, right? A couple hours later, right? So what I was watching here the last 2 days, you can see. So this one had three red days and a little bounce there on the fourth. So let's look at SPY, for example. Like, I don't know why that is. Usually it's the other way around. So it'll be the other way around. SPY will move up, and then a couple days later, Bitcoin will move up after it, right? And you can see Bitcoin's still dropping, so maybe that's signaling that um, that SPY is also going to drop further from this, from wherever it's at right now. So, all right. So what did I say? So okay, we have a little jump here on February 14th. Let's see where this one was at February 14th. So this is Feb 14th here, this red candle. We do have some kind of a bounce, right? And then the next day is when we get those two green candles, right? So these two, February, okay, February 14th, February 15th. So this one over here, why is this not working? So this is February 14th, this is the 15th. Okay, so we got those two candles there, and then on this one, February 16th is when we started to drop. So let's see. So 16th we were still up, and then the 17th is when we drop, and we're still continuing to drop on this one, right? So just still keep an eye on this one. Um, we are coming up to a support here on Bitcoin. So we'll see if this can bounce there at 36, 36.2K. All right, so let's see if we can get a bounce there on Bitcoin, and uh, maybe that'll signal a little bounce on this as well. A little bear flag and continue to the downside, but keep an eye on Bitcoin. It's been kind of moving first, and then SPY is following afterwards, and QQQ as well. So just keep an eye on that. And that's about it for today, guys. Be patient. Wait for those setups. All this Russia thing, I'm thinking is priced in here on the weekend. But there could be more news coming, so who knows, right? All right, guys. Thanks for joining the meeting, and